Hello friend, today we are going to see very important concept in C language. They are variable and constants in C language. So first we will see variable and then we will go to constant in C language. Variable in C language. So first we will see what is variable and how to declare variable in C language. Okay, so see, variable is simple. It's a simple definition. It is a name of memory cell. It is a name of memory cell. Okay, so if we consider A as a variable, okay, so this A is a name of this memory cell. Now what does it mean, name of memory cell? That we'll see. Okay, so generally in program we are doing lot of calculations. Okay, we are doing lot of calculation and we need to store the result of this calculation in somewhere in memory. Okay, so like our human brain, the computer memory has also millions of cells. Computer memory has millions of cells like this. Getting? So consider these are the memory cells of computer memory. So whenever we declare any variable in C program, then what compiler will do? Compiler will take one cell from computer memory. Let us consider this is the memory cell chosen by computer or compiler. Getting? So what compiler will do, as this variable name is given by us, getting? So compiler will reserve one memory cell for your variable. Okay, and this name will be assigned to that particular memory cell. Okay, so you can say that the definition of variable is it is a name of memory cell. So simple definition of variable is it is a name of memory cell or memory location. So variable is a name of memory cell or name of memory location. So this is one definition. And at the same time these memory cells has some addresses that are already there in computer memory. Okay, so whenever we declare variable with this particular declaration statement, so this is obviously data type, this is data type, this is variable name, this is assignment operator, this is assignment operator, this is integer constant, and this is semicolon. So declaration statement should end with semicolon. So when compiler see this particular statement, what compiler will do? Compiler will reserve one memory cell for our variable. So whatever name of variable we have given in our program, that name will be assigned to that particular reserved memory cell which has already some address. Getting? So now after that what compiler will do? Compiler will assign this 10 value in that variable. So these things will be done for all type of variable. It may be simple variable, integer variable, pointer variable, structure variable, and so on. So variable is a name of memory location. So this is one definition of variable. Another definition of variable, why its name is a variable? Because it is an entity whose value may change. Now what is the meaning of this statement? Okay, we'll see. Variable is an entity whose value may change in our program. Okay, so whose value may change or whose value may vary in our execution of program. Getting? That's why its name is variable. So variable is an entity whose value may change during the execution of our program. Now what is the meaning of this statement? Okay, now consider the same example. So we have declared here int a assignment operator 10 semicolon. Okay, so whenever compiler see this particular statement, what again I am repeating, whenever compiler see this particular statement, what compiler will do? Compiler will reserve one memory cell for you. Getting? As you are given a name to this particular variable, this name will be assigned to that particular memory cell. Already 1000 address is present. Getting? As we have declared data type int, so only integer type of data will be stored in this particular memory cell, because we have given the type of a as integer. Getting? So no other type of value will be stored in this particular memory cell. So this output will be there for this particular statement. Now on new statement, suppose I assign new value to this a. This is valid statement in C language. So what will happen to this particular statement? Now see, already memory cell is reserved, name is assigned to that particular memory cell. So what we are doing, we are assigning new value to a variable. So at this point of time, a has 10 value. Getting? But when compiler will see this particular statement, what compiler will do? Compiler will replace this existing value with 20. Now you can observe a has two different values at different time. So see, variable is an entity whose value may change in our program. So at this point of time, a has 10 and now a has 20. So that's why a is called as variable. A is called as variable. Whereas this 10 and 20, these are constants. This 10 and 20, these are constant value. They will not change. Getting? You can go to any location or any country, 10 its meaning will be same. 10 its value is 10, 20 its value is 20. So 10 and 20 they are not changing, whereas the value of a is changing. Okay, that's why a is a variable and 10 and 20 they are constant. Okay, so this is nothing but definition of and some basic about variable concept. Okay, now there are different rules for declaring variable. There are different rules for declaring variable. So which are the rules for declaring variable? Okay, so we have already discussed identifier concept in C language. So at that time we have seen variable, name of variable is one of the identifier. So whatever rules we have seen for identifier, they are common to the name of variable. Getting? So all those rules, I am recalling those rules. See, variable name can consist of alphabets, okay, digits, and only one special symbol is allowed, that is underscore. No other special symbol is allowed in variable name. Getting? Second rule, variable name must start with either, or it can start with either underscore or alphabets. It should not start with digit. It should not start with digit. Okay, and you can take variable name up to any length, but only first 31 letters or first 31 characters are significant for compiler. Okay, so which are the examples of variable name? See, suppose I am giving data type int, so a, getting, b, b1, comma, underscore a. Okay, underscore a underscore is also valid variable name. In fact, int underscore assignment 10, so underscore is also valid variable name, because see, variable name can start with either underscore or alphabet. So here I am starting underscore, so no matter whether there is any character present after underscore or not, underscore is also valid variable name. Okay, underscore is also valid variable name. So please remember that you can start your variable name with underscore, no matter what is there after underscore. It can be underscore, it can be digit, or it can be alphabet. So underscore 1 is valid. Underscore 1 is valid. But see, one a is invalid variable name. Invalid variable name, because here we are starting variable name with digit, so that is not allowed. That is not allowed. And one more very important rule about variable name: you can't use keyword name for variable, because keywords are important words. They are reserved words. We can't use keywords for identifier. Okay, that is for variable, pointer, structure. So you should know these rules for giving variable name. Okay, so this is all about variable. Now we'll see constants in C language. Now we'll see constants in C language. Very important building block of any programming language, that is constant in C language. Okay, so we have already discussed A assignment 10. So this 10 is a constant. 10 is a constant, where A is a variable. So why we are calling 10 as a constant? Because constant is an entity that may not change in our program, that will be constant all over the program or all the time. Getting? So constant is an entity that does not change. Entity that does not change in our program. But variable is an entity that may change in our program. Getting? 10, 20, 10.5. Okay, capital A, this is character constant. Okay, the ABC, this is string constant. These are some examples of constant. Okay, so very simple. Constant is an entity that does not change in our program, that will be constant all over the program or anywhere in the program. Okay, so this is definition of constant. Now there are two types of constant in C language. There are two types of constant in C language. So we'll see this diagram. There are two types. First one is primary constant and second one is secondary constant. Now which are primary constants in C language? So see, integer constant, float constant, it is also called as real constant, character constant and string constant. So there are four primary constants in C language: secondary constants, array constant, pointer constant, structure constant, union constant, enum constants. So these are the secondary constants. So there are two types of constant in C language. Okay, primary constant, secondary constant. Primary constants are integer constants, float constant, character constant and string constant. Secondary constants are array constant, pointer constant, structure constant, union constant and enum constant. Now what is the difference between primary constant and secondary constant? So primary constants are basic one, they are fundamental one, they are built in. Okay, and secondary constants are derived from primary constants. Primary constants are fundamental one, secondary constants are derived from primary constants. Okay, so in this session our focus will be on primary constants. Our focus will be on primary constants and we'll discuss secondary constant in their respective topics. Okay, so we'll focus on primary constants in this session. Okay, so we'll start with first constant, integer constant. Integer constants. So which are the rules for defining integer constant? So whenever you want to use integer constant in program, then you should know some rules to define that particular integer constants. So very simple rules are there. Integer constant must have at least one digit. So see, there should be one digit in your integer constant. It can be anything from 0 to 9, but there should be at least one digit. See, if there is nothing, then we can't say that is integer constant. So there should be at least one digit. There should be at least one digit in your integer constant. Second, integer constant must not have decimal point. Integer constant must not have decimal point. So this is not integer constant, this is float constant. So there should not be decimal point in integer constant. There should not be decimal point in integer constant. Next rule, integer constant can be positive or negative. Positive or negative. Okay. Integer constant can be either negative or positive. And if there is no sign, then default sign is positive. So if I take 10 as integer constant, by default that is positive 1. By default that is positive 1. Next rule, no commas, blank spaces or tabs are allowed. No commas. See, 10, 5. So this is not an integer constant. Okay, so no commas, blank spaces or tabs are allowed in integer constant. That should be continuous. Now next rule, what is the range of integer constant? So range of integer constant is minus 32768 plus 32767. So this is allowable range of integer constant, minus 32,768 plus 32,767. So this is the range of integer constant. Getting? For 16-bit compiler, again, for example Turbo C. For 32-bit compiler, this range may be greater than this. So which are the valid examples of integer constant? So 102 plus 115 plus 0 is also integer constant, minus 23. So these are integer constants. So please remember these rules to define integer constant. Okay. So now next constant is float constant. It is also called as real constant. Float constant is also called a real constant. So which are the rules for defining float constant? Okay, float constant. Now one very important thing, float constant have two forms. So first one is fractional form. First form is fractional form and second one is exponential form. Get it? So float constant can take two forms, fractional form and exponential form. Okay, so fractional form we are generally use for ordinary float values, ordinary float constants, and whenever your float constant is either too small or too big, then you can go for exponential form. Getting? If your float value is normal, for example 25.5, so this is normal float value, then you can go for fractional form. But if your value is very small like this, then you can go for exponential form. Or if it is either too small or too big, then you can go for exponential form. So there are two type of rules for fractional form and rules for exponential form. So we'll see both rules. So first, which are the rules for float constant in fractional form? Okay, so first rule is float constant must have at least one digit. So this is common rule. We are already seeing same rule for integer constant. So float constant must have at least one digit. There should be one digit. There should be one digit. Second very important rule, it must have decimal point. It must have decimal point. For example 25.0, so there should be decimal point. So second rule. Third rule again same, it can be either positive or negative, and default sign is positive. If no sign is there, for your float constant in fractional form, then default sign is positive. Okay, so which are the examples? So these are the examples. Getting? These are examples. These are the examples of float constant in fractional form. Float constancy in fractional form. Now, a very important rule we are missing: no commas, space, and tabs are allowed in float constant in fractional form. So that rule is same. Okay, we have already seen that rule for integer constant. So you can't use the comma in float constant, tab in float constant, and space in float constant. So these are the rules for float constant in fractional form. Now the float constant in exponential form. Float constant in exponential form. So first rule is float constant in exponential form has two parts. It has two parts. So first part is called as mantissa part, and second part is exponent part. So float constant in exponential form has two parts, mantissa part and exponent part. Okay, and these two parts are separated by e letter. So mantissa part over here, and here exponent form. So these two parts are separated by e letter. So you should know this rule. Second rule, float constant in exponential form must have at least one digit. So that rule is again common. Okay, now next rule is mantissa part can be either positive or negative. Mantissa part can be positive or negative. If no sign is there, then by default it is positive. Same rule is there for exponent part. If exponent part can be either positive or negative. Exponent part can be either positive or negative. If no sign is there, then by default that is positive. by default that is positive. Next rule, no commas, no tabs, no spaces are allowed in real constant in exponential form. Okay, and very important thing, the range of real constant in exponential form, that is minus 3.4 e38 to plus 3.4 e38. So this is the range of real constant in exponential form. Now the next type of constant is character constant. Character constant in C language. So which are the rules for character constant in C language? The first rule is the character constant can be alphabet or digit or special symbol, but there should be only one from these three. There should be only one from these three. That is, the size of character constant should be only one. That means either you can take alphabet or you can take any digit or you can take any special symbol. There should be only one character from those three: alphabet, digit and special symbol. So this is the first rule. Okay, second rule, whatever the character constant we are using, here, getting, just we have seen that is from either alphabet or digit or from special symbol. So that should be enclosed in single quotation mark. That should be enclosed in single quotation, and these two single quotations should point to left side. So that should not point to like this. That should not point to like this, like English language. They should be point to left side. This is second rule. Third rule is okay, the range is allowable range of character constant is minus 128 to plus 127. Minus 128 to plus 127. Now there are two types of ranges. First range is for signed character, and second range is for unsigned character. So second range is for unsigned character. So generally see, there are total 256 character possibilities from our computer keyboard. So that's why there are total 256 values. Okay, so and very important thing, so whenever we declare any character variable, see, this is valid statement in C language. So we have declared here a variable and we are trying to store character constant a. So what computer will do? Computer will take its integer value, and that integer value is its ASCII value. So in computer memory, the ASCII value will be stored. That's why, see, there are total 256 ASCII values. So whenever we take any character constant, compiler or computer will take its equivalent ASCII value, and that ASCII value will be stored in this particular memory. Again, that will be stored in the form of binary. Okay, so this is character constant. So please remember this. Okay, so there is one more type of constant, string constant. So we'll cover that string constant in string at the time of string discussion. So we'll have string and string handling function discussion at the time of, we'll see string constant in detail. Okay, so we have covered integer constant, float constant. Float constant has two forms, fractional form and exponential form, and right now we have discussed about character constants. Okay, so in this session we have covered variable and constant concept in C language. So you should know these rules to use these constants and variable in your C program. So if you like this video, so please like, comment and and subscribe to my YouTube channel Programming in My Way. Thank you.